releases.
Sweet.
Which we could promote and publicize through our membership across the country.
That's awesome.
Did they ever send you like original art pages or anything like that?
No,
or?
well, no, I've had original art donated before, because we also interacted with retailers.
That's awesome.
And here again, it's something that isn't really widely known, and it's because we were having fun at it. We weren't, worried about looking for fame and glory.
Oh no, but you're looking
you're
at
just trying to pave the way for future readers of America, and that's great.
So with those people who put out the Overstreet Hall of Fame, which the big guy behind that's Steve Yeppe, and
I've heard that name when I saw that in the book. I'm like, where do I know that name from?
Well, Diamond, he owns Diamond.
Okay, that's why.
Okay,
Diamond right now is the distributor
Yep.
of everything like that. Okay. And
because you're talking to two guys, Dante, who can remember probably when comics. I remember when comics came out on Fridays.
Oh yeah.
So comics never used to come out on Wednesdays originally. They would come out on Fridays.
Yeah, and I'd go to stores where the owners would torture me by not even opening them up and putting them out till Saturday sometime.
Yeah.
It all depended on when they had time to do it, because
that wasn't a bad idea though, because that way you were done with school on Friday, you go get your latest issue. And then Saturday and Sunday, you read your brains out.
Yeah, Mom was always home most of the time back in those days.
Yeah.
Dad was working. Dad would come home on Saturday. Dad would relax. That's when you went in and said, "Dad, can I have my allowance?" Then you got your allowance and you headed on down over to the corner store and
That's
you bought
awesome.
your comics back then.
I would stop at Nugent's down the street here, Dante.
Okay.
On my way home from school, find out if the comics were out yet, and then run home. When Mom and Dad got home from work, I'd go and I'd do my chores or whatever, get my allowance, because my allowance is always on Fridays, right back up to that store to grab those comics.
When I got into comic books, where I was actually able to afford to buy them, I had two jobs. I was cleaning an old lady's driveway for her hair salon that was in the side portion of her home, and I was also a promo clown in New Smyrna, Florida, which is about 25-ish at the most minutes from Daytona. And there was a comic book shop out there where I actually started buying comic books regular. So I remember getting every penny I could to, aside from junk food, movie tickets and whatnot, video games, kid stuff, to actually running over and getting some of the best comic books I've ever read in my entire life. And I know that feeling. It was fantastic to be able to just sit there and just open the pages of that comic book that I'm going to mention again, that I wish somebody would tell me what issue of Robin it was, where he teamed up with Superman to fight Dracula. And yeah, I just remember those such fond memories.
Oh, that was done by John Byrne?
1978. That was issue 274. No.
Was that done by John Byrne?
I don't know. There was
an annual that John Byrne worked on where I believe he had Superman. I don't remember Robin.
Well, it was
Superman and Batman is the one you're talking about, because that was just after he did the revamp of Superman.
Yeah, wasn't it an annual?
Yeah, it was the following year.
This was an actual, when Tim Drake took over as Robin, and the hype on him was really, really big. He got his own comic book. It was after one of the first few story arcs. Robin was out on his own, and all of a sudden stuff went down, and he got knee-deep into some vampire madness, and Superman saved the day. I read the first issue of that story arc, and I've never been able to finish it or get my hands on another copy of it. I've looked online for any reference to that.
I can tell you right now, I can probably find it for you in 5 minutes after the show is done. In fact, I could probably find it for you on my Kindle.
Lord have mercy.
And then you can actually go to probably mycomicshop.com, which is another great store, folks.
Another good plug.
But first, before you go there, once he finds out what issue it is, somebody get a hold of me and let me know, and I might have it.
There you go.
That would be awesome.
And if I've got it, you're welcome to it.
Dude, that would be awesome, because that series of Robin comics that was with Tim Drake, it was just so well written. That's one of the first comic book series that I actually followed regularly, issue to issue to issue. And yeah, it's just, that would be awesome. That's a fanboy's dream.
Well, let me tell you, because you mentioned fanboy dream, and this is stuff I'm going to talk about later on when we're actually in front of the camera. is I'm going to show you guys this. I've been going on eBay a lot lately, and I showed the
Devil's Puppet.
Yes, the Devil's Puppet. I showed Rick.
I was here when you got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came over when you got that.
When this came in the mail that day.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Uh-oh. Someone's getting a phone call. And but it's the complete Fred Hembeck, for those of you that are listening. I bought it on eBay from Mr. Hembeck, and you probably saw my review about it and the pictures that I posted on the website. And I just wanted to go on record again as saying, thank you, Fred. Thank you.
That's the one
for
where
what you did. You went above and beyond what I was looking for in that, and you don't know how much that meant to me to see that.
That's the one where he did the special.
He did all of the cover of Invaders 1.
Yeah, that is a really awesome pick. I hope he put pictures up online of it.
I did when I actually put a tribute to Fred Hembeck and wrote my review for that week just about what he did for that and what he's done for the industry.
I mean, that was like phenomenal. The way it's just drawn, and Hembeck is just from what I've seen of his work, he's such a fun and great artist. I mean,
and I also want to go on record as saying, for those of you who are DC readers, Legion Lost #8. Now, I mentioned a while back, and during the interview that I had with Aaron Cooter, that he was doing a fill-in issue for the Legion. And when I actually met him at the convention and did he did a sketch for me when we were talking about that interview, and we mentioned a secret project you couldn't talk about. Well, what he was talking about was Legion Lost #8. So it's on sale right now. Go pick it up. He basically does a fill-in artwork issue for that. But when I saw that he was doing a Legion issue, I asked him, do me a favor, draw me a Legion character. And he goes, anyone in particular? I said, you know what, Mon-El. So that's the Mon-El sketch that he did for me.
Sweet.
That day. It took him all of 5 minutes to do that. I've got a review in the works right now. Aaron is the artist for a great graphic novel, which is based on a miniseries called Key of Z. If you're a zombie guy, go read Key of Z. It's basically like Walking Dead, except it deals with just New York City, and just basically in New York City they have these different factions. There's a faction that lives in Madison Square Garden of humans. There's a faction that lives in...
Are they called the Knicks?
No.
Oh.
There's a faction that lives in Shea Stadium. There's a faction that lives in Yankee Stadium. Basically, all the humans got together and basically made these 3 encampments. But now it's basically like, one going after another, and, one of the people goes and blows up Madison Square Garden, and this guy's wife and kids get killed. So he goes on this huge, thing of getting vengeance for his family. And it's really honestly a good series. I sat down and I read it in like one sitting for in the trade paperback.
Really?
And I keep meaning to do the review. Remind me, and I'll let you borrow it today.
Okay. Again, that's Key of
Z. Anybody who saw my interview online with Aaron, you'll see that the links for his website and where you can find it are right there. So I might have to do a link back to that posting. It was like 2 months ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then I can't say enough of a thank you to Jerry Ordway, and I'm going to tell you why.
Can I interject before you go on praising Jerry? Because fanboys, not all of us know who Jerry is. So
okay, if you don't know who Jerry Ordway is, stop listening now. I don't want you listening to this if you don't know who Jerry Ordway is. Back away from your iPod with your hands in the air. Right, but here's the thing.
Sit in there?
I'm looking. What page?
Okay.
Jerry's a legend at DC Comics.
Oh, okay.
But Jerry, all these guys I met through the cons, and then I end up, Facebook friends with them, and they always announce when they've got something on sale on eBay. So what I usually try to do is I'll go on eBay and throw a bid in there just to bump the price up. Really, honestly, half the time I don't expect to win. Half the time I'm like crossing my fingers that, okay, am I going to have gas money this week if I buy this? But, and 9 times out of 10, I end up winning. And I got to tell you, the comic industry bends over freaking backwards for people, right? Because here's the thing. What I was bidding on was 2 sketches by Jerry Ordway based on his cover of issue 99 of Birds of Prey.
Oh, my favorite young ladies, Barbara Gordon.
And I'm going to have
Black
these pictures
Canary
up
and the
on the
Huntress.
website probably later too.
I wish they brought this TV show back, by the way. Selfless plug.
Yes.
I wish they did.
Right. So back in like 05 or 06 or something like that, he did these two sketches. One of them he did basically in the back of a program for a convention.
That is awesome.
Right. And those were basically his rough sketches for what turned out to be the cover. Right. So I bid on them. And I figure, I'm going to give them to a friend of mine. Her name's Holly. I've known her for years, and she's a huge Birds of Prey fan. So, hello, Holly. It's going to go out in the mail soon, I promise. Right? But here's the thing. He sends these to me, and he also sends me the receipt for the eBay auction. And he drew a picture of the Huntress on the receipt that, to me, means more to me than these. These are going to my friend. Right, but I actually framed. Just so you know, Jerry, I actually framed the eBay receipt based on the sketch because I'm a huge guy. I love the Justice Society of America. I used to love the crossovers in the summertime. They were phenomenal. So for him to do the Huntress like that on the eBay receipt, that I framed that. That's going up on the wall.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to say, Jerry, thank you very much for that. That means the world to me, right? And so what to tell you when, you'd rather frame the eBay receipt than the actual sketches. Because like I say, though, those are going to a friend of mine who I know will truly appreciate them because that was, to her, her introduction into comic books. She loved Birds of Prey when we were dating years ago. She was into that. So I have to send those down to North Carolina where she lives. She's a lawyer down there. So don't sue me if I don't get them to you on time. Okay. But I'm sorry. We went way off track for Rick. I'm sorry about that, Rick. But now you mentioned you've got the Facebook page. You mentioned to me the other day at lunch that you had a new website coming up soon.
Yeah, it's a website. It's going to be hopefully be up by the end of this month, 1st of May. And we'll do some promotion stuff out around the internet and so forth. But it's called, see, that's what happens when you get old, folks. It's called All Aces Entertainment. It's my last company I'm going to be involved with in regards to projects close to my heart.
Now, you're going to be doing a comic convention, a toy convention, sci-fi, anything
well,
like
if we're going to do anything like that, Jeff will be probably looking at next year.
Okay.
I do have a couple programs coming up this year yet, a fine art show.
Sweet.
And a music program this summer.
Oh, wow.
The other thing that we've got online, or will have online, is an area on our website message board forum for former members of the club to congeal, to get back into being able to talk comics.
Oh, that's cool.
With people that maybe
pretty much like what you got on Facebook right now.
Yeah, and I'm not to take anything away from Facebook, but there's advantages to having them on your server versus having them on somebody else's server.
True.
Yeah, you get to call it home instead of at the hotel.
That's
exactly.
Right.
But no, I mean let us know when you've got the convention stuff set up. We'll put a link on our site.
More plugs to come.
Absolutely. Because this year we're really looking. If anybody hasn't read the news on our website, we're basically looking at a major relaunch of the website soon. It's basically going to be about Heroes 4.0, is what Omar is calling it. We're going to have basically Dennis is one of our reviewers. He basically does movie and book reviews as well, but he's our main movie reviewer guy. And Dennis, I mean, he's got so many reviews on there that they're so awesome. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a section set up for the movies, a section set up for our Twitter feed, and a section set up for whatever the latest podcast is.
Nice.
So when you go right to the site, you're going to be able to see, okay, it's over there on the left side, click that, boom, go right into the podcasts.
You guys ought to take submissions.
We are looking at taking submissions, as far as I know. That's something that I know they were looking at trying to put like a PayPal button there. so that if anybody wants to donate, because Lord knows I could use a new podcast kit.
I could use a new Kindle to read. Hint, hint, hint.
Not gonna happen. But but definitely let us know when you got stuff to promote.
Well, the last part of All Aces Entertainment is that we're also going to dabble a little bit in comic book publishing.
Oh,
Sweet.
wow.
So I would say probably sometime next year we're going to have.
Now, is this a local guy or?
Well, some local guys and then some guys in the industry, some well-known names
Nice.
who I've known over the years, and people that are interested in helping me out in this regard.
That's cool.
Can we have the exclusive spoiler drop here?
I think that was it.
You mean you want actual names?
If we can. If not, then hey.
Or like,
we'll just...
I think he's talking about the comic book titles, not the names of the people helping you.
Spoilers of any kind.
Okay. You ever hear of a guy by the name of Mort Todd?
I haven't, but then again, I'm still
I
learning.
haven't either, but
Okay. How about Joe Rubenstein?
no.
No? Okay.
Got
Well,
me
then
on
you
that
both ought to be ashamed of yourself. Make sure you get on
Absolutely.
the internet
Let
after
me look at the
and check
Overstreet
them
Hall
out.
of Fame. See
No,
there.
you won't find either of them in there, but
Oh,
they're both
darn.
very too qualified and creative individuals that are working with me right now.
Any,
And,
cool.
any specific pieces of artwork that you want to recommend of theirs while we're on the topic, or?
well, the stuff that they're going to do for me, which they're
Well,
working
absolutely.
on right now. And
Now,
I've
are they creating the characters or are you?
no, these are characters from my own personal universe.
Oh,
that
cool.
I
Oh,
created.
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, and
Any
it is-
spoilers on those you can give us?
Spoilers.
well, let me just withhold all that at
Okay.
this point in time, only
Well,
because
We'll beat it with
is-
rubber hose later, and it'll
it's-
be on the next episode.
It's going to be a pretty big deal here in the Mohawk Valley.
Oh,
is
that's
it?
awesome.
Are they is it going to be characters based here in the
It's
Mohawk
actually
Valley, or-
based in the Adirondack area, and
Sweet.
then actually have some connections with New York City and then the Mohawk Valley.
You know what I always
So,
love is like Marvel Comics will always have and in a secret hideaway in the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York, and I'm like, okay, I live in the Adirondack freaking mountains, folks. Where the hell are these secret hideaways?
It's a secret. It's behind Walmart, underground. You got to go 6 paces past the dumpster. Step in the 4-star
Have
symbol.
you ever been to Blue Mountain Lake?
Yes,
I've heard of it.
Okay.
I've been to like Middle Settlement Lake, and the only thing you ever see there is like a beaver pushing a log
Blue
across
Mountain
the river.
Lake.
That's why Batman has it quarantined.
Blue Mountain Lake is not what you think it is. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Ooh. It's the Justice League's
seriously.
underground base.
Just goes back to my, I just had that thought again. Imagine what, the conversations the bathroom at Marvel has had.
Oh, yeah.
Two guys sitting there, what are you working on this week? I'm cloned Spider-Man. What are you working on? I'm de-aging Dr. Doom. Oh, Kerflush.
Nice. Nice.
All right, well, guys, it's been about an hour and a half, actually. We're coming up on 1.5 hours.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it always does. Rick, thank you so much.
Well, I
this is your
appreciate-
first
appreciate
podcast
the
experience.
invite.
What do you think of
Yeah.
it?
Oh, I'm no longer a virgin.
We're extending the invitation.
You
We'd love to
were
have you
gentle
back.
with me, and it's probably just like riding a bike. I'll want to get back on again soon.
Well,
Nice,
we'd love to
nice.
have you back on. I hear
Absolutely.
we were looking at 2 weeks from now doing it, but I understand you're going to be busy then because you mentioned to Kelly's some family stuff going on.
Yeah.
But we'll probably try to do one for next month. So
Yeah,
figure out.
By then, I'll have a bunch of freebies I can hand out.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Spoilers.
Don't-
And some spoilers.
Oh,
Nice.
spoilers work too, but for me, freebies are always a good thing.
Freebies are a beautiful thing. They are absolutely. But you know what? I gotta say that the spoiler. I love hearing about upcoming exciting news because you know what? It gives us something to hope for and look forward to.
See, but you're one of those guys that ruins the internet for everybody.
I don't
It's like-
ruin the internet.
You ruined the internet. I want to know the spoilers. I've got the spoilers. Now I will tell everyone the spoilers.
Okay, I don't tell everyone. I just tell.
You
a
tell
few-
me.
Well, that's because Jeff is a close friend of mine, and I disclose all comic book information and movie media information that we share in the discretion of off-internet
You tell me on my Facebook wall. What are you talking about? I go on my Facebook wall and it's like, 800 people say, "Oh, what's this that Dante is talking about? That Spider-Man's going to be a cameo appearance."
That's how rumors get started. Them nasty rumors about people. You people in comic books. I just don't understand it.
I'm sorry if I had a weak moment that I had to share epic news with somebody. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been fun, guys. I really enjoyed it.
Well, we enjoyed having you on, and we're looking forward to having you be a permanent member of the cast here.
Well, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
And okay, so anybody who wants, you've got my email address. You can make comments at the website after the podcast, and my website is, my email address is drwhofan@comcast.net. That's DRWHOFAN.
And just for my followers out there, it'd be really nice to read some nice words about me once in a while.
Okay. On that note, we're going to take off. I'm going to lead you out with the same song that we were listening to before, which is Ukla the Mock playing Welcome to the Con. Thank you all for listening, and in the immortal words of Melanie, stay geeky.
Welcome to the con, welcome to the con. Lands, Dorsai, furry elves, get down with your nerdy selves.
That's it.